This one is only for me, for nobody listening, just me. But the Suns, what happened to my Suns this year?
Oh man, just a poorly put together team. Look at the Phoenix Suns over the past, so after the Steve Nash era, right, where they had a lot of success. Their best years, they had Chris Paul, a really good facilitating point guard who gets everybody into spaces. And you look at some of these great players. I mean, they have great players on their team, a lot of talent. But that talent with no direction, it looks like a team that was put together, it was like an AAU team that was just sort of put together. I don't think there was much thought in the roster composition and who complements who. They just were like, hey, we got three really good players and, we'll figure it out. And, I saw a quote that Matt Ishbia said 2 years ago or something when they traded for Brad Beal. He was like, you asked 29 other GMs, 26 of them would trade our team for theirs. If you look at that quote,
shoot.
Oh boy. Whoops. That did not work out well. But it's interesting. I mean, I think they should have been a good team. I think they're just a couple pieces away. I just don't think that formula of okay, we'll just go get 3 really good guys and we'll just pepper in. Look at the Boston Celtics. They have 2 absolute superstars and they have 5 really good players around them, and they all buy into defense. I mean, look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have a superstar. They have 6 really good players around them. The era of hey, let's just go get 3 guys and then we'll just fill it in with minimum contracts. That doesn't work anymore. You're actually seeing it. Now you're also seeing these young teams, the Oklahoma City Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers, you're seeing Houston Rockets, you're seeing young teams start to take over. So we're in this era of these guys that were superstars and carried teams to a great record in the regular season. That's not happening anymore. They can still go out and produce in the playoffs, but you're seeing this sort of change of guard and the styles changing.
Why do you think that is?
Well, just by natural process of guys getting older and these young guys coming in. It's kind of weird though, because I think the NBA, we had such big LeBron, Steph, KD, James Harden. We had these such big names that were so polarizing that the NBA sort of just as they were younger, they grew into it and they kept being the most marketable guys. And now you have some really, really good young players who didn't really get as much shine early on. Jokic, no one knew about Jokic. Shai Gilgeous has had 3. I mean, he's been good his whole career, but he's really taken that step every year. And I just don't think, going back to my point earlier, the Cleveland Cavaliers had a great year. You didn't hear that much about them. If you're a real NBA fan, a true avid NBA fan, you do know. Average NBA fan probably couldn't have told you that the Cleveland Cavaliers were having a record year. So I don't think it's...
That's me.
So again, it kind of goes back to how you market and how you talk about teams and how you educate the average NBA fan is you got to know that these young guys they're on their way up and they're also having success.
When you say that, Blake, we recently got a chance to go play with your boy and a guy I've gotten to come pretty close with over the last year or so, and JJ Redick. When you talk about the Lakers and think about the job he's done, what have you watched from him, watching your buddy going to becoming a head coach now in the NBA?
I mean, dude, when he took that job, I said to so many people, I was like, if anybody can get that team right, it's him. He has the brain for it. He has the work ethic for it. And he is just it's just all day, constant, 24/7. He's always thinking about how can he be better? What could work? He studies the past. He knows the present. He's putting all this together. He also went out and to his credit, an unbelievable coaching staff to support him, which is also really huge. And he is the type of personality where I think guys really respect him. He will challenge guys. He's not going to just oh, okay, okay, well, we'll do it that way. He's no. This is what we're doing. We're doing this. And guys respond to that. But it does take a certain type of person to do that. And I mean, he's got him in the best position possible.
So I don't care how good you are at something. We all want to be coached. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, guys think they want to be left alone, but the reality is we all want feedback and coaching in some way. And I think you're right. He's one of those guys who's willing to do that. And I know, most of us wanted that, especially at the end of your career. It feels like people leave you alone all the time. It's no, I still want to be told, I got to do this better. I don't need to do this, blah, 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 blah. I still want to be coached.
You mentioned, I don't know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jokic MVP prediction. Who do you think had the better season? Because now you have to give an NBA an opinion because you're an analyst.
That's right.
I think that Shea is going to, he'll probably win. I think the year that Jokic is having is like unprecedented, but it's always like, you always look at how the team do. And Shea, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the best team in the NBA. He also plays really well defensively. Not to say Jokic doesn't, but he's doing a little bit of everything. And their team is number one, not just in the West. They're number one overall. They have the best record I think they've ever had. So it's probably going to be Shea, but it's a shame because Jokic is doing things that like absolutely deserve MVP. It's just one of those situations where I think if it was flopped, if Denver was number one by far, I think Jokic should get it.
Blake, on that, talking about Jokic and them, what did you think about them making the changes they made? Like at this point in the year, is that wild? Have you ever experienced something like that?
I think it's insane. But by the way, Memphis fired their coach 2 weeks before that. I don't necessarily understand it. Obviously, I'm not in that locker room, but I just think you're just really setting a team up for failure in the playoffs by just introducing change. Whether everyone loves this new coach that came in and everyone hated the previous coach, I'm not saying that was the case, but even if that was the case, it's like you just completely switched around everything right before the playoffs. And you guys know, like going into the playoffs, like you want to be peaking. And I don't know about you guys, but
don't tell
your
him.
head coach getting fired doesn't really give peaking vibes.